And salutations to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. So, another rant here. I was looking at this video here. Can Hollywood go virtual after coronavirus? And I was amazed at the wisdom and the genius intellect of Esau Edom. Because we do have to admit, it is impressive. For thou art wiser than Daniel. After looking at this video, something hit my spirit, and I felt like it was necessary for me to make a video on it. So, without further ado, I'd like to address this topic pertaining to the wisdom of Esau in Revelation 13.
The COVID-19 pandemic brought many industries around the world to a dramatic halt, including Hollywood. Since March, film production has been suspended as shelter-in-place orders went into effect, leaving many in the industry out of work. And while California has given the go-ahead for production to resume as of June 12, it's unclear when film and TV production will return to full capacity.
I think there's probably a world where some version of production maybe starts happening as early as August, but it'll be at the pace of everyone feeling like they've all dotted their I's and crossed their T's in terms of the safety.
However,
by the way, this is fair use. I do not seek any monetary gain from this. So, essentially, due to coronavirus, they haven't been able to operate movies. They haven't been able to make movies efficiently. They haven't been able to actually go to the set like you typically would with all the people there for obvious reasons. So to circumvent that, they're using virtual reality and digital means in order to make these productions. We are living in a digital age. Do we not think that the Most High would document this anywhere in his scriptures, in the scriptures? You don't think the Most High documents technology? You don't think the Most High would document the technology of his chief enemy, his chief rival, Esau, Edom, Amalek, Teman? I can go on.
technology developed for the video game industry could play a role in getting Hollywood back to work.
When we were doing Jungle Book and Lion King.
So in order for these guys to work, they need to adapt their lifestyle to a digital reality. In order for us to exist in this coming future, in this coming age, we're going to have to get used to a digital society, which they're preparing us for.
All the executives came in, and all of a sudden you could see their eyes light up, and they all saw the potential of it.
It is the digital equivalent of making a movie with digital tools as opposed to real tools.
Virtual production, which was integral in creating the first Star Wars TV show, The Mandalorian, and Disney's remake of The Lion King.
This is not the 1960s. This is not the 1980s. This is not 1919. This is not 1996. This is not 2005. This is not 2010. We're going into a whole new age. A whole new paradigm. The whole world is at standstill right now.
And allowed some filmmakers to continue working.
Look at this. This guy is working in his house. Obviously, you can see that this is a stormtrooper for all you Star Wars nerds out there. But this guy is making the movie in his bedroom with a little green screen. They're still getting this movie done. This is the advent of technology.
At home.
We're speeding what I would have normally guessed was going to take about 4 years of interest to do into about 4 months.
This only took 4 months for them to do. They were going to wait to start this technology 4 years. For 4 years. But they just ramped it up within the past 4 months.
Is obviously
things are moving fast.
In the distant future. What's happening now is that timeline is being accelerated.
Sidebar. How do you read the Bible and not come to the conclusion that this man is not an Edomite? The Bible says that Esau, it said that he came in the light, he came out red all over like a hairy garment. Therefore, they called his name Esau. And look at the wall behind him. It's clearly white. His skin is red as hell. He's an Edomite. Little sidebar.
Because the benefits that it was going to give us 10 years from now can actually come into play less than a year from now.
I think that in the very near future, this will become a standard way of movie making.
The standard way of movie making. So now, with this new advancement in virtual making, this is going to become the norm. This is they're shifting everything now. They said, and it's cheaper to produce movies. You don't have to have all these elaborate scenes. You don't have to spend money on planes, hotels, to fly to this location, to that location, to film 5 minutes worth of footage. They're moving everything to a digital age. And the Most High documented Esau doing this. And we would be remiss not to acknowledge this.
The idea of virtual production is that you start to mimic the live action filmmaking process while you're creating what would traditionally be considered a virtual film.
Virtual production is a series of tools that make it easier for filmmakers to do things like experiment with camera angles, construct film sets, and even location scout in a virtual world. Directors can use a VR headset to really immerse themselves in a scene.
We would build our sets, upload it into VR, and we would scout around. Right.
So these guys would build a full-on set, upload it into the VR, and they would walk around in it as if it's an actual place on the planet.
In VR, and have this iterative process where we'd go to the location, just like you would on a live action shoot, and discuss camera angles, pick lenses, and we would shoot it as though we were, we'd stand there looking at the lions.
Let's see if the Most High prophesied this anywhere in Scripture. Let's see. But before we do that, let's see if he prophesied this type of advancement. First, I want to go to the book of Obadiah, though. Book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? So the Bible is saying that Edom is wise. That's the only reason why I brought that out. Now, dealing with this wise devil, we're going to go Revelation 13. Let's see if they talked about this. Let's see if technology is mentioned. The book of Revelation 13 and 13. And he, who's the he here? He's talking about the beast, mainly Esau, Edom. But a specific breed of Esau, Edom. It says, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. How did Esau, Edom, cause fire to come down from heaven in the sight, from heaven on the earth in the sight of men? How did he do that? By the means of technology, by the means of planes, and by the means of a nuclear missile that was dropped on Hiroshima, that the whole world marveled at and wondered at. And since they have never tried to touch America, right? This beast, this Edomite, this specific breed. It said, and verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. It said, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. They weren't miracles, it was technology. By the means of those technologies which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. That is what that's talking about. From verse 13 to verse 14, we're discussing technology and the advancement of Esau trying to deceive the world and the elect. Verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. If anybody has understanding, they would know that this is talking about the technology that Esau, Edom obtained and was able to make that image of Cesare Borgia walk on a set, to make that image appear as if it was alive. Technology did that. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, technology, that the image of the beast should both speak, technology, and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. What's that talking about? Talking about our people that were forced to follow white Jesus, Christianity, Catholicism by the conquistadores and Christopher Columbus. This is talking about the rest of our tribes that were scattered, namely the Southern Kingdom, and throughout Portugal, Spain, Italy, need I go on, forcing them to baptize their babies and to forsake the law of Moses and to convert into Christianity or else be burned at the stake. He did this through technology. And he caused it all. So now, for some reason, right? For some reason, from 13 to 14 to 15, we're talking about technology. But for some reason, 16, 17, and 18 is not talking about technology. It's talking about embargo. It's talking about sanction. It's talking about all this hoopla that doesn't necessarily affect me on a daily basis. They sanction America on oil. Let's just say they try to sanction us on oil, or they put an embargo on oil. What is that going to do? Or a tariff or something. That's just going to cause our gas prices to go up. Does that mean that I can't buy? I can't buy because it's too expensive? No, I just have to save up a little bit more money than I would have in the past. That doesn't directly affect me necessarily. It says in verse 16, he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a free and bond, to receive a mark. What is this mark? It's a piece of technology. It is a piece of technology. I'm not going to go in depth in this video because it's already long enough. But in another video, I'll go through the original manuscripts. This word for mark here is charagma, which is an incision, which goes inside of the hand. It says an incision in the right hand or in their foreheads. Well, we were able to look at 13 and 14 and 15 and be able to deduce that this was talking about the technology of Esau. 1, nuclear missiles. 2, movies, which I just showed you a video of, right? So the Most High documented movies, the Most High documented nuclear missiles and airplanes. Let's see. I want to see something. I want to see if the Most High documented this in the Bible. Let's see if he documented this in the Bible.
Sweden, more than anywhere else, the future is already here.
So a prophet, so you imagine yourself, you're a prophet and you see into the future. You see into the future. You seen this guy, hold on. This guy just put his hand up to a door. Hold on. You're a prophet.
The most cutting-edge thing about Hannes Huerblad isn't the phone in his hand.
What is that? Biotechnology. Revelation 13 through 18 is talking about technology. Period. How can it not?
It's the microchip actually in his hand. The tiny implant is the latest advance in a biohacking technology that is steadily becoming a part of normal.
Well, see, you know, it's not the mark of the beast because, you see, it's in his left hand. The Bibles say the right hand. Well, the scriptures also say that thou shalt not commit adultery with thy neighbor's wife. Is it okay if I go into my bedroom, take a picture of your wife, and beat off to your wife in my bedroom? It's not adultery. It's not adultery. You see, we have to begin to grow up. We have to begin to get the spirit. We have to get the spirit of the law, the spirit of this book. We understand what the Most High is saying. Don't play. Don't play that shit. We understand what the Most High is saying.
Life in Sweden.
We have created a new implant, which is not a chip, it's a full device where you can add different...
So he clarifies, it's not even a chip. It's a full device. It's better. It's elite. This is the top. It's more than just a chip. It's more than just tracing you.
different vibration, different functions. Sweden is a very tech-literate society. And I think this is the main explanation, really, why a lot of Swedes are adopting chip implants.
Look at this devil, man. So I'm a prophet. I'm looking into the future. I'm seeing rich people do this. I'm seeing average Joe Schmoes doing this. And I'm seeing homeless people doing this. So the Most High documented all those other things in history. He documented those in prophecies. But he didn't document this in prophecy. This is nowhere in prophecy. And if this is not the mark of the beast, can we find this anywhere else in the Bible? Can we find this prophecy anywhere in the Bible? I think the Most High would document this. I mean, he documented that you're not supposed to have tattoos, right? Unto the dead. So why wouldn't he document this? And for those of you that try to be smart, well, brother, they've been chipping. They got the credit card and they got the cell phone. Well, brother, you can lose your cell phone. You can lose your credit card. There's something called going off the grid. They don't want people to be able to go off the grid. They want to be able to monitor and track everybody. Can you go off the grid if you got a microchip implanted into your skin, into your flesh? Like how they do with all these animals that they track? Well, you could chop your hand off. Well, it's too late. The deed's been done. When Judas got the spirit, Satan came on him and he betrayed Christ. After when he came to his senses, he tried to repent. He tried to give back the money. It's too late. It's blood money. You already did the deed. It's too late. You do whatever you seem with it, whatever's good to you. And what did he do? He went and hung himself. So it doesn't matter. You do the deed, it is what it is. So I'm a prophet. I'm seeing in the future and I'm seeing shit like this.
Swedes haven't been shy about upgrading themselves with the new version. Thousands already have microchip implants that they use in their daily lives, waving their hand to gain entrance to the gym, confirm their ID or make payments.
It said confirm your ID. Confirm your ID. Oh, you want to travel to California? Oh, you want to go to Italy? Well, we're going to need to see some identification. Dude, where's your microchip? Go ahead. They already have the gates where you have to walk through and you got to get scanned before you go on to the terminals, into the gate, into the airplane. They're going to tell you to go through one of these scanner things and they're going to read to see if you have the chip in you before you step any foot on that plane. I can't even step foot into some of these restaurants without having a mask on. They're going to make it mandatory that you have a mask on when you go into any public place. If you don't have a mask on, you will be fined. How hard is it to believe that soon one day they're going to say if you did not get vaccinated and you do not have the microchip, they're not going to call it a microchip, but if you don't get this microchip, you're not allowed to step foot in our building. You want to come pick your child up from school? I'm sorry, you're not allowed to step foot in this building because you are endangering the other kids here. In order for you to step into this building, you must be vaccinated and we must have evidence and proof that you have been vaccinated. You can't, Walmart has facial recognition and fake facial recognition technology and body temperature reading technology. I'm a prophet 2,000 years ago, and I'm looking at shit like this.
Of pain, not putting them off becoming part Swede, part machine. This event is an implant party, simply where ordinary people can show up and get a microchip embedded under.
This is going to become a fad. It's going to be something cool to do at first.
Is hosting them all over Europe, but it's at home where they get the most willing recipients.
I think it's really cool. You don't have to carry any keys or anything. It's just your body. In maybe 10 years, everything will be in your hand.
Oh, and maybe in 10 years, everything will be in your hand. You think he's just saying that just to say that? You got to test it out. You got to do trial runs. This whole COVID-19 was a trial run to get to see how they can. It's a social experiment. They're implementing it in certain places slowly and gradually. The same way how they implemented homosexuality. I remember a time where you couldn't even see a homo. Now homosexuality is rampant everywhere. How did that happen? How did that be? Because it was gradual. They started to slowly freaking remove all morals from society through movies, which was documented in the Bible, technology. They do these things gradually, not all at once. This was 3 years ago. Al Jazeera.
In Sweden more than anywhere else, the future is already here.
You cannot buy, trade, or sell except he that have the mark of the beast, the mark of Edom, Esau. And mind you, who's implementing this microchip? It's not no East Indians trying to implement this microchip. It's not those people, the Aborigines of Australia, trying to implement this mark of the chip, mark of the beast. It's Edom. It's Esau. So for some reason, from 13, 14, 15, look at it for a second. Get a little glimpse at it. 13, 14, and 15 is technology, pertaining to technology. But for some reason, 16, 17, and 18 is not. It's dealing with embargo and sanctioning. This is what the scriptures say. And that sounds dumb as hell. Especially, I know, I can see the signs. I can read the weather patterns, and I can tell that we are in the time of prophecy. Anybody who has understanding, a little ounce of understanding, can understand that this is the mark of the beast that was prophesied. So I will read one last thing, and I'll be done with my rant, my tangent. I'm going to go to the Apocrypha. Oh, where'd you go? Okay, here we go. So this is the book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 24. It says, as his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they a stumbling block unto the wicked. Let me read that again. As his ways are plain unto the holy. This Bible, these prophecies, this mark of the beast, it's plain. He calls it all, he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond. These are not talking about nations. This is not talking about small nations, big nations, rich nations, poor nations, free nations, slave nations. Show me a slave nation to receive a mark in their right hand or their foreheads. They're working on that forehead. They already have technology for that right now. This video is long enough. I just want to keep it short, though, as much as I can, okay? It says in Sirach that his ways are plain. It's easy to be understood. It's not hard. How is this hard to be understood? How is this difficult?
The national train company Esau has around 2,600 people signed up to use microchips instead of train tickets.
Oh, you want to pay? You want to pay your ticket? You want to pay? Everybody on board, please show your hand. They just go through. They just going through the thing, scanning your hand. Next thing, they get up to you Negro. They try to scan. They say, hand, please. You lift up your hand. They scan it. There's nothing. They're like, huh, that's weird. It usually works. Let me retry it. Let me refresh it. Let me try to scan your hand again. Huh. Are you sure you got microchipped, sir? Are you sure you got the vaccine? Because we don't allow anybody on our train here unless if you have been vaccinated by the government. Security, this man has not been vaccinated. This man is on board here illegally. He should not be on here. Kick him off. So that the small, great, rich, bond free, you get the idea, may not buy, trade, or sell. His ways are plain.
And no need to mind the generation gap. 18-year-old Felicia and Father Magnus still bear the scars of their new implants.
Look at that. They made it a sentimental thing. We're going to go do this together. You see this? And this is all propaganda anyway. Look at that.
Hannah Irving is also freshly chipped.
But no, it's on her left hand. It's not the right hand. It's on her left hand.
Although, importantly for a future career, it does already connect to her LinkedIn.
Y'all are dumb. Hey, it is what it is. Those who have an ear, let them hear. And with that, I say shalom.